What up, what up, what up, what up, man? Um, so it's officially 75 days since I've smoked marijuana. Marijuana. Um, it's it's a lot. I didn't document it. Of course, obviously, I've went through a lot, experienced a lot. Um, it's taught me a lot. Uh, and it's protected me from certain things. Um, I know I've been gone, or I ain't did a video in a while, so I didn't document it. Didn't document my experience because like, I wanted to do it by myself, so to say. Like, I didn't want to subconsciously feel like I'm doing it for the for a video or for documentation. I wanted to put my spirit to the test to see if I could do it. I had what really motivated me is I found people not around me, because everybody I know smoke weed, cigarettes, and other drugs and alcohol. But I found a group of people who aspire to reach their full potential. And some of them have cut weed out their life. And they're like, I call them my spirit family. You know, we family, so we got a lot in common. So we're about evolution. I don't know nobody around me that's really about evolution. I'm talking about that I could see. But due to the internet and this stuff, technology, we can communicate with people across the world and find like-minded individuals. So I've been through a lot. I guess I'm gonna touch on a little bit. I can't touch on everything because it's been 75 days. But it was like how I quit. I had to do a ceremony where I intentionally told myself, this is my last blunt. And so I did that, and I made sure I got top shelf. Got my favorite wraps, got top shelf. Went and bought a gram. I didn't tell nobody I was doing it. So I went, copped a gram. Brody gave me like a gram and a half. I didn't even tell him it was my last time smoking, but he hooked me up. So, boom. Got a whole gram and a half. I got my wrap. And I rolled that whole shit, the whole gram and a half in the blunt, smoking it. Let me just go ahead and say it. I'm smoking it, and when people smell that, and you used to smoking with people. I was at one of my homeboys' house And he woke up, smelt that good shit in the air. He came and sat down next to me, and I put it out. Because I wanted my last blunt for me. I didn't want my last blunt to be shared with somebody else. And also another thing I want to point out, who do you know, or if it's you, most of the time, we don't start smoking by ourselves. We smoke. It's usually somebody who passes us a blunt, suggests it, you know. We never be like, hey, I'm gonna just start smoking with nobody influencing us and telling us, hey, let's smoke. No, it's very rarely likely that we just think one day, I want to smoke weed. I'm gonna go get some weed and smoke it. It's very rare. If you have, okay, but I don't know nobody who have. Everybody I know, somebody passed them the blunt. It was suggested to them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't recommended to them by no doctors or nothing like that. So I wanted my last blunt to be for me. So he came in there, he ain't say shit. He just expected me to pass him the blunt. Which, you know, I get it. Cause he would pass the blunt to me if he had weed, which he do. He always all the homies motherfucking pass the blunt. Nigga, fuck you talking about? Especially if you're in the hood, like if you grew up around the type of people I grew up around. Nigga, you ain't got it, I got it. I got it, you got it, nigga. We get, you know, so. But it was halfway through. I'm like, damn. I put it out. And then he just looked at the blunt for like a cool 30 seconds. He was just like he was chilling. He was just waiting. And then he seen me put out. He was like, he just looked at that motherfucker. He was like, he just got up and went back into the room. And then, you know, a couple seconds. I'm enjoying the high. I didn't want to smoke that bitch quick. So I'm like, feeling all right. I go ahead, light it back up after a little 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Hit that motherfucker. It was some good weed, you know? So I'm smoking the motherfucker. He got some people coming through, whatever. Got to put out the blunt. And I'm like, okay. So it was just like, a lot of shit was like stopping me, trying to stop me from enjoying my blunt. And I'm like, I'm enjoying my motherfucking blunt. So I just walked outside and sat on the porch and smoked that motherfucker. You know? And I told myself that was the last blunt. I'm like, shit. It's my last blunt. I'm kind of glad I went outside. Shit, it's a lot to it. Going outside and smoking. And get the ambience of the nature. Get this nature in, you know? Fresh air and shit. The sun was out. It was nice, good temperature. It might have been a little cold, but anyways. I had a strategy too. I had been knowing about the herb Blue Lotus for quite a while, and I was like, wait a minute. Because I know myself. I study myself. I sit with myself. I really know myself. So I know that a lot of it is just habit. I took on the habit. I didn't start smoking because I wanted to start smoking. I started smoking because nobody wanted to be around me because the people who I was associated with, they started smoking and they told me that there is no point in me coming around because this is what they do now. And if you're not doing this, there's no point in you coming around. So for a while, I didn't smoke. I didn't even come around because they didn't want me coming around. Then like after a few months, I'm like, man, let me hit the blunt. You know, so I hit the blunt. I didn't smoke all the time, but I hit it every once, like a few, maybe a week. Then it started escalating. Like I hit it every week. Then say like I hit it every month. Then I hit it every week. Then I hit it 2 weeks. Twice a week. Then it got to being every day. Then I found myself smoking every day for about going on a decade. Going on a decade. So smoking every day for damn near 10 years. I was like, damn, this shit got me like in a trance. Like, I never really wanted to smoke it. My whole time smoking it, I didn't want to smoke it. I mean, I ain't gonna say the whole time, because there was a point where I was like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna smoke. But deep down inside, I knew, like, I didn't even want to start smoking this shit. Because I seen how the people I knew who was around me who smoked, like, and also I knew how it made me feel. Like, it would mess with my memory. I noticed, like, when I first started smoking, I wasn't able to hold a thought for more than 10 seconds. I'm like, this is when I first started, it was like, I'd be thinking of some shit, then 10 seconds later, I completely forget what I'm thinking about. And then I forget that I forgot that I was thinking about something. And then I'll think about something else, then I'll forget about that, and then I'll remember that I forgot about something, but wouldn't know what it was. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then it was just like, damn, like, I don't know what the fuck's happening to me. It's kind of scaring me. It was kind of scary because I didn't know I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why I keep forgetting shit? Started writing shit down. Started writing shit down for when my high came down. It didn't make no sense. I'm like, huh? Shit said something about tacos. I'm seeing shit shift and move in the food I'm eating. I'm talking about when I first started smoking. I remember my mom gave me a bagel or something with some shit on it. I started seeing a wolf in that motherfucker. I remember there was a cake with some sprinkles. The sprinkles was moving, looking like some bugs. I'm like, oh, hell no. And no, the shit wasn't laced. It was just shit was moving. I wasn't really hallucinating. I was just seeing like shit, how it looked like certain shit. And this shit was tripping me out. And eventually I kind of got used to it, and I guess kind of got better at remembering the fuck I was thinking about. But it really do take you away from the moment and what the fuck you worried about. I see that. But then people they build a tolerance for it, and then they create a habit with it, and then it really doesn't really much take away your stress or get you away from what you was thinking about. It puts you in a bliss state to where it's like you feel relaxed. You know what I'm saying? It alters your consciousness. But you still be remembering shit. Like when your high comes down, like you know what I'm saying? It don't switch too quick. It don't make you forget no more. You still kind of remember shit. I don't know if that's just with age. I don't think so. But it had to be the weed, man. So anyway, so I heard about Blue Lotus. Like I said, I know myself. I knew that I had just created a habit. And I knew everybody smokes for different reasons. Some people smoke to get high. Most people say they smoke to get high. And a lot of people who say that, they really don't even, some people who say that don't know that they're not actually smoking to get high. They're just smoking because that habit alone gets them high. The anticipation of the behavior is what gets them high, is what releases dopamine, what stimulates the dopaminergic system, reward system. So it's really the action that's that they're that they like. So like some people, like it was one of my homeboys. He told me we always used to match together, and then I'm just like, he said something about, he was like, I said, you really like rolling or something. I said something, and anyway, he said, uh, he said rolling up is the best part, and that really clicked for me. Something that really, you know, that clicked something. I'm like, rolling up is the best part. Well, what the fuck is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, rolling up, that's an action. His favorite part of smoking is not the smoking. He liked the high and that it give him. He liked the stimulation of it, but he liked rolling that motherfucker. He liked the habit of it. I'm like, damn. So I always look at myself. Shadow work shows you that most of the things that people condemn or notice in other people are the main things that they condemn themselves for, that they don't like about themselves. So like if I was overweight, or say I used to smoke cigarettes, and I see somebody else smoke a cigarette. I never smoked cigarettes. I have, but I never really had the habit. I tried it. Let's say that. I've tried a cigarette. I've tried cigarettes, but I never was really smoking the bitches. But say I used to smoke cigarettes, and then I see somebody smoking cigarettes. Most people they gonna judge. They're gonna be like, hey, he's smoking cigarettes, but that's something within you that you didn't like and you wanted to change. That's not, the other person isn't going through exactly the same feelings. You know what I'm saying? So, but those are the first things that we notice in other people is what we notice in ourselves. So I'm observing what he said and just really a lot because I'm a very conscious, aware person, self-aware. And I was like, man, this might be me, So I'm like, because I'm trying, the whole time I've been smoking, after those friends that I first started smoking with, I noticed they was fake. I been knew they was fake, but I was young. I never had siblings. Um, Parents was never really there. I had one mother, and she wasn't really ever there. I grew up with my grandfather. Grandmother passed away. Grandfather was always working. When he wasn't working, he was watching TV and sleeping. So really, I really had whatever I wanted to do. I could run the streets, get into whatever I wanted to get into. I had to sneak out the house, living with my grandfather. About half the time I get caught, and he kicked me out, and then I could really do what the fuck I wanted to do. So I ain't really had nobody really, no guidance. There was OGs in the hood that I really looked up to. I always gravitated towards the OGs, the people in their 40s, 50s, who done been to prison, who done lived a life of life. You know what I'm saying? And they always told me I'm ahead of my time and I had the gift of gab. And they imputed wisdom in me from different gangs, Crips, Bloods, GDs. I learned a lot from all of them. And so, because I looked at it like, so he went this way. Okay, a smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So I'm like, and as a child, I knew. I'm talking about child, like 6 years old, I knew if I wasn't, I said, I knew that I'm thinking in this body. I'm having these feelings. I can sense, I can see, I can hear, I can smell, I can taste, I can touch, and I'm thinking in this body. And if I wasn't in this body, I would just be in another body, thinking and hearing, seeing, tasting, smelling, touching, all that, and thinking. And I'd just be thinking in another body, and I couldn't really fathom not being alive. You know what I'm saying? So I always knew, like, also, well, this is me. Not everybody can relate. I don't believe things. I know things, and I'm aware of things. So I don't believe in reincarnation. I'm aware of the science of it. I know how it works. It's not all just, you know what I'm saying? People say to prove things, you need solid evidence. Well, how do you, but not everything's solid. So you can't prove everything anyways. So I always knew I came here. I always knew I chose to come here to this physical dimension for a reason. And I wasn't one of those who was like, I didn't choose to come here. Because I've noticed a lot with people who think that way. Like, I didn't choose to come here. You made me, or whatever. My parents made me. I didn't choose to come here. They have fucked up mindsets and are in depression. So I never was like that. I always knew I chose to came here. I chose to come here. So I'm not finna play with it. I ain't trying to go through my whole shit, but anyways, I noticed it was the habit that I was addicted to, or obsessed with. And so I'm like, because with me, I knew that it was the rolling. I liked rolling up, and I didn't really care about getting high. Subconsciously, I guess you could say I was attracted to the alteration of my mind, but my mind always goes back, and so it was like pointless. And I knew that it's really about enjoying the moment. That's what I really learned about after I stopped smoking. Even when I was smoking, I realized that. I'm like, it's really about enjoying the moment. You can get high off life by just simply being in the present moment and enjoying the moment. So I knew it was the rolling up. I knew it was the tranquility of the smoke, the presence of the smoke, the way that the smoke just flows. It's just something about it. And it's just natural. You know what I'm saying? How it just flows like water. It's calming. So I used incense, and the smell of the incense, I used herbal incense. Those are real good. Like, they got lavender, frankincense, all different types of herbal incense for aromatherapy. So I knew that that's what it was. It wasn't really about getting high for me, because I knew that if I just learned to enjoy the moment, I could be high all the time. But so most of the books I read, I have a whole bunch of psychology books. One of the books I got is The Power of Habit, where it talks about how there's three things that you need to identify in order to alter your habits, which is the cue, which is the trigger response when you see something, and that signals to your brain to do something. And then the routine, and then the reward. So once you identify those, and you can start to change what the cue or the trigger means to you by incorporating a new routine that gives you a reward. you know, but a good reward for the reward that you seeking for. I mean, everybody else, they have their own preferences, so it's on you to strategically um, do what you gotta do. Whatever you want to change, you gotta really sit with yourself and work. And no, I've studying psychology and neuroscience. It's really showing you that how we change our habits is we have to be conscious, which is the prefrontal cortex, has to do with decision making and and cognitive function and being present. So doing the activities that strengthen the prefrontal cortex. Meditation is one of the main things that helps with that strengthening that part of the brain, helps with decision making. And exercising is also another thing. It demands um, focus. It demands presence. Exercising, you know what I'm saying? Cause just fucking experience. I'm the type of dude. I experiment. I experience and experiment. So if I know something, if I learn something, I gotta implement it. I gotta go and do it. I gotta see how it makes me feel, and then once I know how it makes me feel, I gotta adjust it to what I do. If I feel like this is a good thing that could fill in these spots of boredom, you know, these states of boredom or whatever, this is what it gotta be doing. And reading is another thing that helps strengthen the prefrontal cortex and a lot of other parts of the brain. And also fasting, abstinence. When I say fasting, I don't mean just not eating food. Not eating food is another thing, but that also strengthens your willpower. Willpower is also has to do with the prefrontal cortex, and it helps with delayed gratification, fasting. There's a thing called vocal fast where you don't speak unless it's absolutely necessary. There's all different types of fasting. Social media, they call it a dopamine detox, where you don't do on social media and all the supernatural things that stimulate that reward part of the brain. So I knew that it was the experience that I was searching for. It was the environment that I was searching for. Because we interact with our environment, we're stimulated by our environment, and our environment affects how we feel via affecting how we think. Affecting how we think. And so I just knew I had to change my environment. People I was around, things I did, things that were subjected to me. I realized I didn't have to be there or here. For example, there's a plain ass wall. That wall doesn't have to be plain. Somebody else created that wall. They didn't think of nothing. They didn't have me in mind of what we all different too. So we all creative. We all have our own, interests. But I could put something. I could change that wall. I could put a poster up. I could put a painting up. Put whatever the fuck. Put some words up there. You know what I'm saying? You could literally change everything around you and use it to your advantage. Use what you know to your advantage. Knowledge is power, but what's really power is the application of knowledge. That's wisdom. So I replaced the weed with Blue Lotus. I started using Blue Lotus instead of weed. So I roll up the weed. I do my research on everything, so I know what it is, And so boom, because I'm not looking for the high. I know it's the habit of rolling and the sensation of the smoke and holding the blunt like this. There's something about holding the motherfucking blunt just like this. It just hit different. I wouldn't know. I ain't care for no edibles. I ain't care for no dab pens. It's something about holding the blunt like this, nigga. So boom, Blue Lotus, roll it up. Motherfucker light that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Hit that bitch, watch the smoke rise. And I realized like that calmed me down. It was the smoke. It calmed me down. You know what I'm saying? I had to get used to it being a different taste. You know what I'm saying? But it was less harmful chemicals, which smoking in general is not good for the brain, the lungs, or for the body at all. But the chemicals within Blue Lotus are less harmful than weed. Do your own research. I'm not here to give science lessons right now. I recommend everybody, if you doubt anything I say, look it up, or just ignore it then. Do what the fuck you want to do. Just don't look it up and keep doing what the fuck you want to do. And walk around ignorant. You know, it's blissful to be ignorant. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say ignorance is bliss. So, with me, I look up everything that I'm curious about. If I doubt something, I don't want to keep doubting it because I feel like shit, it's something I don't know, which I know there's always something I don't know, but I'm here to learn, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to just walk around ignorant or blind. So, I'm not deaf, I'm not blind, so I'm gonna, you know, a lot of people, we take shit for granted, take shit for, you know what I'm saying? We don't appreciate our sight. We don't appreciate our ears. Some people can't hear. Some people can't see. Some people can't walk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we got them for a reason. And you do what you want or you do with them. You know, you're going to be judged on your deeds. I mean, your life is your life. Live it how you want to. So boom, the Blue Lotus, I was smoking that. And it didn't have those addictive chemicals in it. They say weed is not addicting. Okay. But how many people can really stop? There's been people who've been on hard drugs talking about, I can stop when I want to stop. Weed, people on weed say the same shit. I can stop when I want to stop. But deep down, most of them want to stop. I'm not saying most of the people who smoke weed want to stop, but people who, not everybody wants to really, you know, you get what I'm saying. People don't always say what they mean and mean what they say. Some people just saying what the next person said. A lot of people just saying what was suggested to them. They're possessed. They're not even themselves no more. They feel like, I need this. I need a cigarette. I need weed. I need an omelet. I need a motherfucking pancake with syrup in the AM when I wake up. I need to be morning in the morning. I need a nut. I need some of this, some of that. I need everything. I need this, that, and the third. And Buddha's doctrine taught desire is the root to all suffering. We suffer because we desire. You know, so I was smoking the Blue Lotus. And the Blue Lotus, it was cool. Because my plan was to replace the weed with Blue Lotus and smoke that for a while. And then eventually stop smoking Blue Lotus. Because I didn't want to smoke in general. You know, I never smoked cigarettes, you know what I'm saying? I started smoking weed. And I didn't even want to smoke weed. I just got used to the habit. But once my friends went away, I ended up smoking by myself. I started smoking with people, then I ended up smoking by myself. So, I just had to learn from my mistakes and from the mistakes of others. I had to learn how to enjoy the moment. You know, that's what it's really about. Stop desiring for the past to be the present. Stop desiring for the future to be the past. And just know you creating the past and the future right now. And it's all one. What's done is done, and what will be, will be. You gotta just stay focused and create. Learn and create. So, 75 days. I might do a little daily shit, like day 1, day 2, even though it's already been 75 days. But it might be some people who want to see how it's going, or how it went. But after that, I didn't really. But I liked what it was doing because it was protecting me. Because I noticed like people don't fuck with me. I always knew people didn't fuck with me, especially because how I am. I'm blunt. I tell the truth. And if I say something untrue, I'm always double checking before I say it, double checking after I say it, and I'll come back and say, hey, this wasn't what it was. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I tell the truth. People don't like the truth. They get scared of it. It makes them think about themselves and their actions. People don't want to think about themselves. People can't sit in the room with themselves. They got to be distracted by their sight, their hearing, what they're hearing, what they're seeing, what they smelling, what they eating, what they tasting, what they feeling. They feel like they have to. Like Mike Tyson said, people are scared to, be with themselves. We crave company because it takes us away from ourselves. We scared of all the thoughts that'll come because the thoughts get louder when we're by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But you have to manage that. You have to take time to sit in that shadow and work through all of those things, because really it's gonna keep piling up. It's like a room. It's like your house. If you don't take time to clean the shit up, eventually you're gonna have shit just everywhere. And then it's gonna get more and more challenging, and you're not gonna want to pick it up or clean it up because it's gonna keep getting dirty, and you have to consistently take out the trash, you know what I'm saying? And then it gets easier to sit in that space, to sit with those thoughts. You have a sense of, you're proud of yourself, a sense of peace, because you're doing what you know that you should be doing. A lot of people are miserable because they're doing what they know they shouldn't be doing, because they know better, but they're not doing better. If you know better, that means you can do better. That's on you to do it. People, like I said, people is taking shit for granted. You have a physical body for a reason. If you have all of your limbs, if you have arms, legs, and a head, use them to your advantage. Stop letting these forces move through you, get to you, and influence you to do what they want to do. Have you really sat with yourself for a whole, at least an hour, and actually observed yourself, your actions, and everything you've done, and what you want to do, and realize that, I've been doing what I want to do? If you're on drugs and you eating a bunch of bullshit, like sweets and shit like that, and shit that like some people don't know. Some people don't have an interest to know. Some people are here, their minds fucked up. Religion done got to them. Religion done got to other people. And then those people who are fucked up by religion, or the twisted doctrine or perverted doctrine of religion, they get affected by those people, and it gets to them subconsciously, and they might not even claim to be religious, but they're affected by people who claim to be religious but don't really practice what they're preaching. So they're contradicting themselves. And it's all playing with the soul. It's all influencing the soul. It's making you think you can do this and this will happen, when really it's the opposite. You know, you can't do that and think this is cause and effect. Study the law of cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? So, just because you see a monkey do something don't mean you gotta do that. You gotta use discernment to know whether it's for you or not. But I liked how it protected me, because I noticed I knew people didn't fuck with me, but it made me realize, no, I knew people didn't fuck with me for me, truly. The only thing we had in common was the habit of smoking marijuana. So it just made people not fuck with me. I knew they didn't fuck with me, but it made people not fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, you don't smoke no more, okay. And plus, it makes me more focused on what I'm doing. You know, the evolution, my learning. It let me focus. I had more time to focus on my learning process, which I was always, even when I was smoking, I was learning. But it's just that when people were called or would want to smoke, it was no reason. There was no point. They didn't say, hey, let's smoke. Because if they had said, hey, let's smoke, then I would have put a book down. Say I'm reading a book and the motherfucker say, hey, let's go smoke. Okay, I'm gonna put the book down and stop reading and talk to you about whatever we talking about, which 99% of the time, 98% of the time, I didn't want to talk about what the fuck we talking about. Because people ain't mentally where I'm at. Not saying I'm better, not saying I'm just focused on something else. You know what I'm saying? I have different shit I'm focused on. I'm reading psychological books. Books on psychology, books on neuroscience, books on a whole lot of shit. And this person may not even read books, or this motherfucker might. If they do read books, they read in a whole different section. Like they reading fiction, not even science fiction. They read this is just for example. So it's like we don't got the same in common. Only thing we have in common is smoking weed. And if I didn't smoke weed, you wouldn't want to be around me. You already don't want to be around me because I'm blunt as fuck. But when I'm smoking weed, it makes me a little more passive. But still, that blunt, that real blunt comes out of me. And I'll be like, man, what the fuck is everybody talking about right now? And I speak some real shit, and they be like, man, what the fuck is you talking about? And then their mind goes to, I don't like playing a bunch of games, bro. Like, bro, I'm not here just to have fun. I'm here to have fun, but I'm not here just to have fun. I have shit to do. I'm on a mission. You know what I'm saying? If I just dwelled in the realm of pleasure, I'm gonna have to, and my mission's gonna be incomplete. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to evolve my soul. Learn from everything. Not just to be passive and just drift along with everything that people want to do. I like learning. Everything is me. Everything is connected to me in some way or another through quantum entanglement, things like that, cosmic consciousness. So me, I'm learning about everything around me, and I'm learning because it's showing me. I'm not focused on the other shit, man. You feel me? I'm just not. I don't care. I don't care. I'll tell a motherfucker straight up to their face. I don't care. It's not that I don't care about your. I don't kill it. I really don't care about your feelings. I don't even care about my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about the effects and the effort and what's getting done. I can't say I completely don't, because I sometimes slip and I be all up in my emotions and shit, but if we let our feelings get in the way, it stops us from doing what the fuck needs to be done. So really fuck the feelings, man. Get what the fuck need to be getting done. Done. Niggas steady worried about this shit that nobody else is worried about but you. And it's not doing you no good worrying about it. It's pointless. What is it accomplishing? You don't like doing this, but you know it's what you should be doing because you know what it's going to do for you in the long run, or do for the bigger picture in the long run. Fuck how you feel when you're doing it. They're like exercising. Okay, you're not used to doing it, so it don't feel good, or it's uncomfortable because you might just start doing it, but you know what it's going to do in the long run. Fuck how you feel. Fuck if it's not what you used to feeling, and just do it, because you know what the fuck is going to happen in the long run, my nigga. Like, what the fuck is you... The fuck? Quit bitching and complaining and get shit done. Motherfuckers want to sit around, watch TV all day, want to motherfucking play video games all day, goddammit. I'm not saying don't ever do that shit. I'm saying, bro, there's a time, there's a place, and there's a reason they call it leisure time. You're not supposed to spend your whole fucking life in leisure. That make me want... Now I got to look up the etymology of the word leisure. Motherfuckers got motherfuckers in limbo. I don't know what the fuck they doing. They tuned out. They let another spirit take the wheel. And it ain't Yahshua. It ain't the real Jesus. Motherfucker, it might be the Antichrist. Niggas need to get on their boat, nigga. Get on that ship. Get on their shit. And get shit done. Like, what the fuck is you here? Bro, y'all about to get clicked out. They don't look at it. This nigga because it's a thin line. It's a thin line. You supposed to walk this path, but you slowly going over here to this path and walking this path. Now, if you keep walking this, if you walking this path more than this path, which is this path is the path that you supposed to be walking, your ass ain't finna be... There's a time set for the path to end walking this one, and there's a time set to end walking this path. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be longer or shorter each way. It depends on your path. If you walk the path you're supposed to be walking, it could be longer than the path you're not supposed to be walking, or it could be shorter than the path that you're not supposed to be walking. But they're different paths, and it's a different experience. And you're gonna know that you're walking the wrong path or you're walking the right path. That's on you to get back on the right path. Motherfuckers drinking, I'm not shaming nobody, but motherfuckers who... I'm just using examples. Motherfuckers who's drinking, most people I know don't want to be drunks. They don't want to be alcoholics, because because that means they know they on the wrong path, or not that it's on the wrong path. It's not contributing to the path that they're supposed to be walking. It's in a way hindering their process. It's hindering their walk because they know it's gonna make it's called drifting. It's gonna, once they take that, it's open up another door for another person to come through that has that habit, and then the person with that habit as well that you just got, they come with that same habit. You share the habit, but they come with other habits, and then they suggest those habits, and then you could possibly be influenced by them. Then you and it's also on a subconscious level. It's on a conscious level and a subconscious level. They affecting your path. Now you then this person brings in another person who has a habit connected to that other habit that you're not yet connected to, and then they come, then they all got these different things they do, and then they talking about shit that you usually wouldn't even be focused or talking about. You gotta protect your energy. These motherfuckers, a lot of people is vampires, and about 98% of these motherfuckers out here, I say, I can't give an exact, but most of these people out here, they just drifting. They just, this person does that, okay, I'm gonna do that. He's like, hey, I know a friend, okay? His friend knows a friend, and then the friend, everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. We're all connected. And it's when you really sit in a meditative state and really focus on it, it'll blow your mind once you really make these empathic connections. You can be like, holy shit, I'm connected to this motherfucker. Even people you fan over, and it's so crazy. Celebrities, you'll be like, I'm connected to them in some way or another. And they're not much different from me. They're not better than me, and I'm not better than them. We can do the same shit. We have the same time. We share the same space, but we're just using these elements that we're composed of and that are around us in different ways. Then you start thinking, damn, I'm God, she's God, we God, and we all just experiencing this shit together, and we're co-creating as creators. Then be like, damn. And I'm also connected to a motherfucker who has been through the same shit at a different time and has taken the necessary steps to change what the fuck they wanted to change in their life. And most of the things that we want to change is what we do. A lot of the things that people do, people be like they're good people. We are. Most of us are truly good people. We are good people, but we self-sabotage. The main things that we do so many good deeds to other people, but we don't want to do good deeds for ourselves. So with that, we doing all these good deeds to other people, it's draining us. We don't got no, we can't, ain't got nothing to give to us no more. We done gave all our energy to these people, and they've tricked us. They programmed our mind to do that, to where we don't put energy into ourselves. We don't fill our cup so it can overflow and be part of the big picture. Merge your purpose with the purpose of the universe so that it can flow more naturally. So There'll be less resistance. There's always gonna be resistance. But you can't stop water. You can't stop the universe. You can't stop. You get what I'm saying? So, once you got the universe backing you up, or God, whatever you want to call him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Yahweh, whenever you had the universe backing you, can't nobody stop that. That's a tsunami right there. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop that flow. You got these angels, you got these gods, whatever you want to call them, backing you up. And when you allow yourself to be a vessel for the Most High, that is when shit will start going how it's supposed to be going. We can't control everything. We have control of everything. We can control our efforts. We can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control our efforts. That's one thing I know. We can control our efforts. If we can't control anything else, we can control our efforts to have an effect. And that effect will have a cause, and that cause will have an effect. So, love yourself, enjoy the moment. A lot of people, they need to breathe. Because that's another thing. You have to consciously breathe. We shallow breathe, and we're not getting as much oxygen to our organs. So they're not functioning properly. So they go into a flight or fight reaction or whatever. And damn, I gotta do that thing. It's been fucking a whole hour. So y'all know what the fuck up. Only the real have sat through here and actually taken heed. And I know who I'm speaking to right now. The only people that's still here is the people that need to be here. So if you still here at this point in this video, nigga, you the one. You are the shit. And I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of you. I love you. And keep going. Because there ain't no stopping us now. And you, like I said, you supposed to be here. Damn, I just remembered something. But yeah, you supposed to be here. And you know what to do. It be the people that get here, it's because they know the truth. People who don't want to know the truth, they not going to be here. They got to be entertained. Like I said, they got to have something they need to hear music, my nigga. Which I get it, you got to make things appealing, but this is me. This is what I can do, and this is what I'm doing. So yeah. Do what you know is right, and get shit done. And fuck your feelings. You fuck your feelings. Is your feelings serving you? Or are you serving your feelings? Y'all feel me, dog? I'm just, this is what it is. So yeah, 75 days. No weed. It's beautiful. Because it made a lot of people stop coming around and showing me fake love. Like, it really easy to see. It's like, bro, they don't even, since I don't smoke weed, they don't even fuck with me. It's crazy. But, hey, one love, peace.